you're writing a book about mermaiding. Want to tell us a little bit more about your book?
I think you and I, in the end, we have the same goal, which is we really just want to spread the message. We want people to understand that when we say mermaiding, we mean it. We mean putting on a fin. We mean putting on a tail. We mean jumping in the water. And I think people are surprised that that exists. And so with your MerMapp and with hopefully my book coming out next year, that's the goal, is really just to spread that awareness and show people this is the practical side to it. This is how you get into it. These are the people who are involved. Just making it easy for someone with an app, with a book, because right now the information is totally out there. It's all over the place, but that's also what makes it difficult to access, is that it's all over the place. So I think bringing something together and kind of summarizing it is really the importance that I saw in creating a book of all this knowledge. So I have just been going around since I discovered mermaiding, like writing down every question I have about every aspect of it I can think of. So I envision this as like a cool hardback kind of like guide, like a little almanac kind of thing. So it's, it's a cool reference book. It's not necessarily a book you have to read cover to cover, but you can go in and you can explore, I want to up my accessories game. So I'm going to go to the accessories chapter and read that. Or, I really think conservation is important. Let me go to the conservation chapter and read that. Right now, the book is being pitched to small publishers. If that journey doesn't seem like it's turning out, or I'm not finding the right person who sees my vision, then I'm definitely going to self-publish the book. We're going to have illustrations. It's going to be beautifully formatted. It's going to happen regardless of how.
It's similar here on MerMapp. I believe that it can be so beautiful to bring this message to as many people as possible. If you think about all of these people that are also, even culturally, they're not really used to swimming. And we have so many deaths actually just because of people not getting educated how to do that. And bringing that together with something that might actually give them a different motivation to go into it. If it's just that curiosity of like, hey, this is a story thing, I can actually do that. That already would help so much. And I think the other part is, I think with mermaiding, you can create such powerful sea guardians.
So the conservation aspect of being a water lover, it just comes hand in hand. You can't love water and not care about what happens to it. With scuba diving and with mermaiding, equally important for sure. I think the difference comes in maybe the performative aspect of it, right? We've now got to a point where it's like, oh, mermaiding, what? So it just captures attention a little better, and I think that gives mermaiding just naturally maybe a stronger platform from which to preach the message. And so I think that really is where the difference comes down to it, is that scuba diving, places like Patty, Project Aware, they have a very wide audience because there are so many scuba divers, but mermaiding captures non-divers in a way that diving agencies kind of don't. And so I think that's where mermaiding just takes it to the next level in empowering people to really be conservationists and fight for our waterways and our oceans.
What was like your biggest struggle on the way to mermaiding and to now like becoming a mermaid instructor? And what would you give people on the way that are about to try this to get through this struggle?
So for me, it was always the breath hold. It was always, how long am I actually going to be able to do that? But I think the deeper question is self-doubt. Everyone's going to have one self-doubt, whether it's the doubt that they can float or the doubt that they can get out of the tail, whatever it is, it's just a doubt. And I think the trick is to overcome that doubt, to tell yourself, I'm going to try it anyway, because what's the worst that can happen if I'm trying it in a safe manner, in a class, getting in front of an instructor, then who's there watching me and telling me what to do? Then you can make this into a very safe activity that I think anyone can do. If you're approaching mermaiding in a safe way and you have a doubt about it, talk to your instructor about it. Say, hey, I'm not sure if I can do it because XYZ, but if they assure you that you can, believe them, them. Allow that trust to, permeate into yourself, because in the end, that is what a lot of mermaiding requires, is trust in yourself. And that can be difficult.
If you compare it, for example, with scuba diving, there you have trust in your equipment, right? If you do not have trust in your equipment, you would not do that, what you're doing in scuba diving. And things can happen there in theory as well. But like in mermaiding, you got to trust yourself, which is a skill that will help you so much throughout life. Mermaiding is opening a world, and it depends on you to A, trust in the possibilities, and B, trust in yourself that you can achieve so much, which is beautiful in itself.
If you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, anyone can cook. And in the end, he explains that a little better. And he says, a cook can come from anywhere. So that's when we say anyone can be a mermaid, that's really what we mean, is that mermaids can come from anywhere. It's not going to be the sport for everyone. But in the end, if you want to do it, it doesn't matter who you are, what you're like, what your limitations are. We can overcome that together as a community and help you become the mermaid of your dreams.
Together with your book and MerMapp, we're going to make it even easier to actually find that community, because that's in the end what it comes down to. You need people that also show you that successful example and that make you believe, well, this is possible, and to find instructors and find the events, to have that active engagement. And yes, information is out there all the time, but either you have the vitamin C and know people that already do it and you just tag along, or you're kind of lost. And that's what your book and MerMapp is going to solve. Yay, I'm looking forward to it.
I want to second you on the community aspect, because in the end, no one mermaids alone for a safety reason, but we shouldn't be mermaiding alone just because mermaids aren't meant to be alone. It's more fun when you're with people. The fact that you are bringing people together through MerMapp and the way that you have made it very intuitive and easy, this engaging community, I think is just beautiful. So I just want to let you know that I love what you are doing. Thank you so much, because this has been amazing to meet you.